The Florida Gators fell to 5-3 on the basketball court because they suck, and I hate them.
You are Locked On Gators, your daily podcast on the Florida Gators. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Locked On Gators, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Thanks for making Locked On Gators your first listen of the day every day. We are available daily and free wherever the podcast and on YouTube. My name is Brandon Olsen. I'm a lifelong Florida Gators fan, host of Locked On Gators, right, for swampsignal.substack.com about the Florida Gators. And 66-67, the loss at Duke. I was kidding, by the way, in the intro when I said that they suck and I'm mad at them. But a few important notes here. We can start with the fact that the Florida Gators lost 66-67. Hold on. Sorry, I got to put the mic down for a second. Florida Gators lost 66-67. Sorry, had to get that out there. If you're bothered by it, I hate myself too, so don't worry about it. But the Florida Gators lost 66-67 against the Duke Blue Devils, who remain undefeated, 9-0. They had the hell of a home court advantage there, right? On a neutral court. There we go. We got Miss Stephanie in here. What's up? How you doing? Big day tomorrow. But the Florida Gators fall by 1 to Duke. And look, like I want to be mad. I want to throw fits about a whole bunch of things, but like one of the important notes is that this team is still not shooting well at all. But they did start finding a little bit going. I will say that Boogie Fland, Xavier Lee shot a combined 3 for 13 from 3. That was awful. Florida I feel like when Florida turns the ball over, it's like stupid turnovers and it's back to back that they just really pile up. We don't want moral victories. I'm not giving you a moral victory. I'm not. I'm saying I'm mad, but I'm just like, I can't see this team lose by 1 on the road to Duke and then throw a fit about it. Like I'm not happy with it. But I just like, I look at the turnovers, I look at the poor shooting, and I go, honestly, the fact that you lost by 1, kind of not going to say impressive, but like it could have been worse, right? And I'm going to be like that. I'm also going to say I'm a little jacked up on Mountain Dew after the run that Florida went on late, because that was an insane run. Boogie Fland took over for a short period of time, and then he was like, you know what? I'm going to trip and fall. That's what I'm going to do to end the game. I'm telling you now, like Boogie Fland's just waiting for December 9th, which shout out to, whose birthday is December 9th. I think Boogie Fland's just waiting till December 9th when he gets to play in his home court. He's going to be at MSG. He's going to go, he knows Locked On Gators is going to be in the building, so he's going to go off. No doubt about that in my mind. He's definitely not shooting 7 for 16 from the field and 2 for 7 from 3. Xavier Lee, Xavier Lee is just completely off on offense, right? He 1 for 10 shooting, 1 for 6 from 3, 1 for 2 from the free throw line. I think one of the big issues is that right now, Florida has a massive problem of having 2 black holes on offense. Ruben Chinilu does not bring much to the table offensively, right? He had the one pass where he was on the perimeter, airmailed it over Condon, went out of bounds. He can't shoot. He's not a good scorer. Not saying he shouldn't be on the court. Not saying that at all. What he brings to the table on the glass, incredible, invaluable, right? But black hole offensively. Xavier Lee right now is a black hole offensively. And when you have 2 guys that are black holes offensively, nobody around them is shooting well. It's really tough, right? It is. I will also point out that this game was Florida breaking out like a March Madness equivalent rotation. I'm pretty sure the first time that Florida has only had 7 players play. Alex Condon played 37 minutes. Thomas Houck played 40 minutes. Ruben Chinyelu played 28 minutes. Boogie Fland played 29 minutes. Xavier Lee played 26 minutes. Urban Klavjar played 26 minutes. By the way, shot 2 for 9 from the field, 2 for 7 from 3. And Micah Hanlockton played 15 minutes. We have not seen a rotation like that. That was Todd Golden saying, hey, I'm going to treat this game and this rotation like it's March. Like this is what we're going to do. We're facing number 4 Duke. We're going to play our best. We're going to limit the rotations, limit the younger guys that can go on the road and make some mistakes. Instead, we're going to play the older guys that are going to go on the road and make some mistakes, because that's what happened, right? Everybody had some kind of mistake where you kind of just went, what the hell were they doing? Everybody did that, right? I think that, again, you got to see. I know 7 for 16 isn't good shooting. I know 2 for 7 from 3 is not good shooting, but like 5 for 9 from 2 is pretty good. Like I like what Boogie Fland's done from 2. He just can't shoot right now. What he's done from 2, I do like. I think that the way he can dribble, drive, penetrate is very helpful for the offense. But this is a game where Florida shot the ball 67 times, gave up 67 points, 6-7. There we go. And I know that you hate it. I hate it too. I hate me too. It's fine. Duke shot the ball 56 times. They made the same number of field goals, shot the same number, or made the same number of threes. Florida shot 2 more. And from the free throw line, Duke made 1 more. That was genuinely the game. They both made 25 field goals. They both made 7 threes. Florida made 9 free throws. Duke made 10. That's it. And so I think that when you're looking at the team, like, I don't know, I'm going to be very frank and very honest. And I will also say that there were a lot of overreactions to like the Arizona game earlier in the season, to open the season. Actually, there were a lot of feelings about that one. There were a lot of overreactions. There have been overreactions to certain points in this game. That being said, this is a team that I don't know if Florida is. Actually, I feel pretty confident saying that this Florida team is not going to be a deep March Madness run team right now, unless they all of a sudden figure out their 3-point shot. Which also, just to point something else out, on Duke's side of things, Patrick Ngongba, I think it's pronounced, had 5 assists tonight. That was more assists than the entire Florida team had. Florida had 4 assists. 4. That's it. Not getting the playmaking. Like Florida had 4 assists to 13 turnovers. That's a lot. I see everybody complaining about the refs. Like I see a ton of comments about the refs. I got to tell you something. I don't give a damn. Okay, I really don't. I can't sit here and go, the refs did this, the refs did that. I can't. Were they bad? Yeah. I'm not saying they weren't bad. I have a simple rule of play well enough so that the refs don't matter. And also, I will not blame officiating for a damn thing. I think all officials are generally, but honestly, I'm just going to be honest. I think all officials are generally pretty butt. And yeah, I can't blame, like the officials didn't go out there and shoot 7 for 28 from 3. All right. The officials didn't go out there and turn the ball over 13 times. The officials didn't do that. So if this were a game where Florida shot really well, they protected the ball, they rebounded really well, they did all those things, and still lost, and officiating was part of it, I would at least give some weight to it. But officials did not go out there and shoot. The starting 5 shot 4 for 11 from the field, then 9 for 15 from the field, 2 for 4 from the field, 7 for 16 from the field, 1 for 10 from the field. Refs didn't do that. I can't sit here in good faith say the refs cost you that game. You cost you that game. And this is the thing we did last year, where like I know during the season and during the postseason run, everybody was just going out there like, oh wow, what if we What if we just blame the official? Why are you being so hard on people, right? Why are you being hard on Alex Condon throughout the season last year when I was critiquing him and people were like, why are you being so hard about him, right? Why are you being so hard on him? Because I want this team to be great. I think this team has potential. Same thing as last year. I don't think this team has championship potential right now. I'll be honest with you. I got to see a lot of changes to see that, and I'm not seeing those right now. I don't trust they're just going to shoot their way out of this. I don't. I really don't. But I will say, like, yeah, I think that this team can still be pretty good, pretty damn good. I think that this team will be a March Madness team. I think they'll be hopefully up to Sweet 16 is probably the most that I can genuinely look at and say I can see them doing it. But even then, like, if it's a gauntlet like they had to deal with last year, nah, not going to be, just straight up not going to be good, right? This is a Florida Gators basketball team that we spoke about during the offseason a lot, and we said they're not as explosive as last year, and that matters, right? Like, you're not as explosive as last year, and that means that you're not going to be able to consistently come back from these big deficits. You were down 15 at one point, you came back and won, and that's really impressive, right? That's really impressive. Because it is. I understand that you lost, but I can't just go out there and say, because I know we saw people go, hey, no moral victories. I can't go out there and go, you lost, that means everything garbage. I can't do it. I just can't. I can't just say that everything sucked because you lost that game. You guys need to look at KenPom. Yeah, no, Florida is, 13th right now on KenPom? Yeah, 13th right now on KenPom. Again, like, I don't think this team's bad. Like I said, Sweet 16, I think that's fair. Duke was top 4 the whole season. Yeah, like, that's the thing. I can't just say, oh, there was no weight in this game. There's no positives in this game. I'm not trying to say moral victory, but I am trying to say, like, I can walk away from this game and say there were good things. There were positives. I openly, before the season, I was like, look, you're not going to come back from these big deficits consistently, but you just went on the road against number 4, and you did come back. And that's huge, and that deserves to be talked about, right? It does. It deserves to be, I'm not going to say celebrated, but you deserve to get a little bit of commendation there. That's like, all right, you did it. Like that's not an easy deficit to come back from against anybody, especially on the road, especially against number 4. Like that ain't easy. And I will give them a bit of credit for that. We'll talk more about this game. We'll get to the chat. I see you guys talking there when we get back with Locked On Gators. The holidays always feel a little easier when you know the perfect gift already, right? And Omaha Steaks makes it almost too simple. Whether you're treating yourself this season or sending something memorable to family and friends, Omaha Steaks delivers handcrafted perfection right to their door. And this week is the best time to jump in because their cyber sale is here and the deals are huge. Save big on unforgettable gifts with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide and an extra 20% off select favorites during their cyber sale. And for an additional $35 off, use promo code COLLEGE at checkout. That's omahasteaks.com, promo code COLLEGE. Terms apply. See site for details. And the World Cup's coming back to North America for the first time since 1994 with 48 teams for the first time ever. It's going to be massive, right? We're talking about Omaha Steaks, deals huge. We're talking about game time, World Cup, massive. We got adjectives here for you. But let's be honest, getting tickets is usually the hardest part. That's why the Game Time app is clutch, finally giving fans a real advantage when it comes to snagging seats. With Game Time, you can track price drops in real time, get alerts when great seats open, and buy tickets the moment they hit the app. So it puts the power back in your hands as a fan and makes going to the World Cup realistic instead of impossible. Take the guesswork out of buying World Cup tickets and every match, concert, or event with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, download the app, make an account, use code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download Game Time today. Thanks for making Locked On Gators your first listen of the day. Every day we are available daily and free wherever you listen to the podcast and on YouTube. And I see you guys in the chat, being down double digits and lose by 1 is impressive against Duke. Yeah, I'm not taking that away from him. I'm saying that's impressive. That's a hell of a comeback. That's a hell of a game. My issue comes from, 1, you shouldn't have been down 15, right? And two, you had some, we'll say, skeptical moments, right? Like the final inbound where you don't even get a shot off was really deflating, considering how lit it was for the final few minutes of that game. Like that, just regardless of which way the game landed, of which way the game fell, that was a lit ass final few minutes of the game. I'm not going to lie, right? You had, I mean, everything is kind of stacked against you when Alex Condon shoots 4 for 11, 0 for 3 from 3. When Boogie Fland shoots 7 for 16, 2 for 7 from 3. When Xavion Lee shoots 1 for 10, 1 for 6 from 3. When Urban Klavjar, who's been the guy in recent games where you go, oh, he's lighting it up. He's lighting it up. He goes 2 for 9 from the field, 2 for 7 from 3. Like, that's not a good spot to be in, right? Especially when you also add in that your starting power forward had 2 turnovers, your starting small forward had 2 turnovers, your starting center had a turnover, your starting point guard had 4 turnovers, and your starting shooting guard had 1 turnover. That's not a good spot to be. You can add Florida's assists and steals, and you still don't equal their turnovers. I think right now, this is a team that's still trying to figure things out. I dislike the 7-man rotation just because, like, frankly, I think that you need at least one more, whether that's Isaiah Brown, whether that's Alex Lloyd, CJ Ingram. I think you need one more guy out there. I don't think you can be relying on having 6 guys play 26 or more minutes. I don't think that's sustainable, right? Like, I'd rather have, 3 or 4 guys play 30 minutes and then a little bit different rotation there, right? But this is a team that they're still figuring things out. It's very clear. My one main disagreement with a lot of what even, Coach Todd Golden says, who, by the way, makes so much more money than me to actually coach basketball. And I just have to sit here, talk about it, sweat over a game for it. That's the one thing where he's just very adamant. He's like, look, we'll shoot our way out of it. Which, what is he supposed to say, right? Is he supposed to just go, okay, we're just not shooting threes anymore? Screw it. Like he's not supposed to do that, right? I just, like I've been saying this whole off season, this whole season so far, I wish this team would hammer the paint more. I really do. No matter who that is, right? I wish this team would hammer the paint more. And frankly, that's because I think, one, you can do that, and two, you can get guys in foul trouble. I think that I put more value on getting to the free throw line than most people. Have been very open about that. That I think that to be able to get to the free throw line consistently is huge, especially if you're a good free throw shooter, of course. But like, if you're getting to the line, you're getting their starters in foul trouble, and you're forcing them to play their depth against your starters. Ideally, you should be able to capitalize on that, right? And so I want this team to attack the paint more, especially while you're shooting, poorly from 3. Like 25% in this game is better than what we've seen from them in a lot of games this year. Unfortunately, or as unfortunate as it is, it's still not good, right? Like, this is a team that doesn't shoot well. Look, most 3-point shooters do go through streaks, and you see it in the NBA all the time. Shooting out of a slump's the right idea. Yes, right? But here's the thing. Like, Boogie Fland, through his career, is not a great 3-point shooter. He's not. Is he someone that is shooting out of this slump, or is he just not a 3-point shooter? Which is fine. Alex Condon, not a great 3-point shooter. Is he going to shoot out of the slump, or is he what he is? Right? Like, that's what I'm talking about. If Houck had a bad game scoring, Florida's screwed right now. They will get ran out the gym. Yeah, I mean, because Houck's not just scoring, but he's scoring efficiently, right? 9 for 15. He's getting these putbacks. He's hustling his ass off. That dude is working. It's great to see. Nobody played Duke this close and kept them from scoring so low. Hell, Boozer had a 29 on. Yeah, no, I mean, look, Boozer had 29 on 21 shots too. Isaiah Evans had 13 on 14 shots. Like, outside of Boozer, this team was relatively in check. But like, that's also the thing of crazy concept here. That's what good basketball players require. Like, gravity. That's what good basketball players have, their own gravity there. If we got the goaltending, we would have won. Sure. If you got the goaltending, you would have won. If you didn't shoot 37% from the field, you would have won. If you didn't turn the ball over 13 times, you would have won. If you didn't get blocked 11 times, you would have won. Right? Like there's a lot of things you could say, hey, if this happened, we would have won. There's a lot of things. Officiating, one of them. Absolutely. Here's the thing. Not the most important one. Not even close to it. Refs suck. Everyone knows that. Every game, every sport, people go, oh, the refs suck in this. Yeah, because refs suck. Simple as that. Screw them. Play around them. So for me today, Gators went through a high-level game, hang close, got Boogie to play final. Yeah, no. Again, like I said, I think that there's positives from this game. I really do. I'm mad they lost, right? But at the same time, frankly, I thought they were going to lose by considerably more. I did. I thought that they were going to lose by considerably more after whenever it was shortly before halftime. Duke went on a bit of a run, and Florida was like 1 for 9 from the field for a stretch. And it's like, that's tough. That's tough. So, like I think this team fought through this adversity. It was good. It was. But at the same time, I want you to face adversity and win the game. This helps. It does. Like this game was a loss on the record. It's a loss on the stat sheet. It's a loss there. We don't do moral victories, but there are good things to take from this game. There absolutely are. I do think that, we saw some zone defense from them, and that did give Duke some fits. We'll see what it is as the year goes on, which also is, I like it because this team, there were times when they faced like a trapping defense or any kind of full court press, and they just crumbled last year. Hopefully now, not going to happen anymore. Chinyelu and Hanlogton on offense are basically non-factors. Yeah, what I hate is how often Chinyelu has the ball at the top of the key for the dribble handoffs. And I was complaining about this last year too. Like, I love dribble handoffs. I do. But I think that the bigger benefit from them is when you have a big man. Like if Condon's doing that, I prefer it much more. If you have a big man that's doing the dribble handoffs, where when Chinyelu gets it, like Chinyelu will, or when they're doing the handoff, when Chinyelu will be standing at the top of the key here, he'll be waiting, and the center just goes, all right, I'm going to drop into the paint here because I don't have to respect that. If it's Condon, then he might miss him, right? But he's at least a threat to hit a three. And so you at least have to kind of respect that a little bit. Center comes up, guard can come wrapping around, you do the dribble handoff. If you get a free lane, you get a free lane. But I just I hate seeing Ruben Chinyelu and Micah Hanlogton at the top of the key. I hate it. I hate watching Ruben Chinyelu try to do post work. I don't think he's good at it. It's tough, right? But again, I will say this loss sucked. You lost to TCU, and that doesn't make you feel good. But this is a team where guys are improving, right? Chinyelu's just been a demon on the glass lately. Boogie Fland is having his moments where you're seeing him kind of put things together. We're still waiting on Xavier Lee. Outside of this game, Urban Clapshar has been playing well lately. What's up? We got SBW280 giving a super chat, said Lee's best game was when Condon wasn't in and was not the primary passer. Noticing, yeah. Look, I mean, it's because I also get frustrated by watching both Xavier Lee and Boogie Fland do this, where and Boogie Fland did it a couple times tonight, where they're just like, oh, there's 20 seconds on the shot clock. What if I just took a step back three right now? And I said, what the hell are you doing? I don't know if you played 2K or something, but like, chill out. I don't know what the hell the thought was there. It's weird sometimes. Like the shot selection by multiple players in this team too. Like I'm not even just saying Boogie Fland and Xavier Lee. I'm talking about the team. Shot selection is weird sometimes. And I hate it, right? And like Urban Clapshar, I've been throughout his tenure as a Florida Gator, I've been critical of him, right? Not going to be right now about it. 2 for 9, not a good game, but he has played mostly well this year. And so I'm going to give him the grace of, you know what, you had a bad game. It is what it is, right? Micah Hanlogton, for whoever said he's useless offensively, like, yeah, he's a putback guy, and that's it. That's it. Putback, oops, call it a day. That's all you get. That's all you're getting from him. That's it. But he's supposed to be an offensive, or he is an offensive rebounding machine usually. He's supposed to be one. That's his job. Tonight, 15 minutes, 2 rebounds total, wasn't great. But hey, this team, again, they're learning. They're getting better. Tomorrow, we have signing day. Tomorrow, we will be joined by Brooks Austin in the morning. He'll be here to talk about the hire of John Summerall because he put out grades for all the coaching hires. John Summerall, he gave an A+. He gave Alex Golish at Auburn a B+. He gave Lane Kiffin at LSU an A. And he gave Arkansas. I honestly forgot what he gave Arkansas. I'm not gonna pretend. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't remember what it was. Might have been like a B+ or an A or something like that. But we're going to talk about those. We're going to talk about the hires made and what these teams are getting. He's high on John Summerall. I'm high on John Summerall. So tomorrow we have signing day. Also, usually what we do is when we get I don't know how it's going to go this year because last time we had a signing day and for every time we've had a signing day, we've had a head coach that's in the facility for that stuff. Like even Billy's first signing day, he was here for it. Lee plays like Killian Hayes. What a first off, great pull. Secondly, I like Killian Hayes. I don't know why. I used to bet on him a lot. And he was gold when he was getting like starter minutes for the Pistons. So he was gold for that. But so usually Florida will have signing day and then a presser, and they'll talk about that. I don't know what that's going to be like at the end of signing day, but usually we go live after and we talk about the class. We'll talk about the class on Thursday as well. We'll talk about Brad White probably at some point this week too, or again sometime this week too. There's a lot going on in Gator Nation, right? A lot of it's good. It really is. It feels like things are trending up. I love this 2026 recruiting class, especially if most of them stay together. We know that, when Billy Napier got fired, I said CJ Brona, cornerback, KJ Ford, edge, and Tyler Chukiam were offensive tackle, were my 3 guys where I went, you got to keep them. And it does appear that we're going to see all 3 signed tomorrow. KJ Ford's the only one I'm shaky about. I know we've been told he's coming, but I don't know, something about it just makes me a bit skittish. So I will say that. But yeah, I mean, I like the class right now. Too bad Kentucky got that head coach, was hoping for him to be our OC. I'm going to let you know this right now, BS. He wasn't coming here to be the OC. It wasn't happening. So you don't have to worry about that. Like, you don't have to worry about, I want him to be the OC. It wasn't happening. He was either staying at Oregon as the offensive coordinator or taking a head coaching job somewhere. That's it. There was no benefit for him to leave Oregon to be an OC. Because if he leaves Oregon to be an OC at Florida, we'll say, he needs to go to a new place, teach everybody the offense. He's going to be judged on that year. If he stayed at Oregon, like if he didn't get a head coaching job, if he stayed at Oregon, it would have been everybody knows the offense. Everybody knows this. There's less risk. So he was either going to be a head coach somewhere or staying at Oregon as the OC. So don't even worry about like, I want him to be the OC. Kentucky snaked us. Not a problem. It wasn't going to happen anyway. You can let that go. Personally, I want Buster Faulkner from Georgia Tech. That's my number 1 guy. Has been my number 1 guy. Jake Peets is very high up there for me as well. Although Florida is not going to hire him, I'm going to keep mentioning his name. I'm going to will Jake Peets and what is it? Manifest. I'm going to manifest Jake Peets into an offensive coordinator job somewhere in college or the NFL. And that's what I'm going to hammer home there. But thanks for making Locked On Gators your first listen of the day every day. We are available daily and free every single podcast and on YouTube. I don't know what kind of presser there's going to be or anything, but once we get all the signatures in for the Florida Gators tomorrow, we're going live to talk about this class. Again, I love it. I think it's great. I think it's an awesome class. I'm really excited for it. We'll see what happens there. But hopefully most, if not all those names stay. I'll be very excited for that. I am Brandon Olsen. Thanks for making Locked On Gators your first listen of the day every day. We are available daily and free, whether it's in the podcast and on YouTube. And as always, I will see you all next time.